Hello everybody, and welcome back to All the Mods 10. In the previous episode, we got started on building our Create workshop, as you can see behind me, as well as this big water wheel as well, which is actually a windmill. But it's producing enough power for us to actually get started with Create and have all of our basic machines set up here. In between episodes, I've been pretty busy working on getting the decorations around the workshop kind of sorted out. So we've built a sort of tiered deck system here that leads down into the water wheel housing unit, I guess is what this would be called. I'm not actually sure what this would be. But yeah, it's on both sides. And it links up and leads to pretty much anywhere that we would need to get to in the base. If you're keen-eyed, you might have also noticed that this sort of little campfire thing has been moved from the other side of the base. And that's because I've actually built a little wheat farm. So this uses the same principles as the tree farm, except we're using mechanical harvesters instead of using deployers and the saws. For plants, you only need harvesters, you don't need deployers. So yeah, that's pretty good. So we have it just hooked up to a couple of storage drawers, and that's actually just depositing directly into a storage controller. Now the storage controllers are pretty simple to make. Let's see if I can find it here. We just need a redstone comparator, a couple of blocks of quartz, and any kind of stone, and you can make those. These allow you to actually connect directly to the drawers without any sort of like trimming or connection between them. So yeah, that's been running for a little while now. And I just did the same thing with the tree farm as well, though it's completely filled up. I probably shouldn't have done the 2x2 drawers for this one. I probably should have stuck with just the big ones, but the tree farms and trees in this mod pack will actually generate a lot of kind of random things from them. Like we get these currants, or I don't even know how to pronounce them. You get like elderberries and stuff, so yeah. I've also decided to turn it off for a little while just because it is completely full. And I did add void storages, or void upgrades to these storage drawers. So if they do go over capacity, they will just void any excess items. And I also made this nice looking dirt path that leads pretty much all throughout my base here. It's just made with coarse dirt, trodden dirt, sanded dirt, and rounded dirt bricks. Most of those are from the chipped mod, except for the coarse dirt. I did have regular dirt here at the beginning, but pretty much my entire path got converted into grass, and you can kind of see the results of that as well. A few pieces are missing here and there, but yeah. I also ran around for a little while and found some cows, and I've just been breeding up the cows and the sheep and maxing out on as many cows as we can get, and that's kind of why I set up the farm here. Oh, I just realized that produces extra items, so I'll have to add that to the drawer as well. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, the reason why I need cows right now is actually because I want to get started on improving our storage situation. And the first thing that I want to do is actually craft a backpack. And there are a few options for backpacks. We have the Infinity backpacks from Industrial Foregoing. We haven't quite gotten into that mod yet. But the one that we're going to go for is the backpack from Sophisticated Backpacks. These backpacks are incredibly powerful. As you can see, there's a ton of upgrades that we can actually use for these. And similar to the chests from the Sophisticated Storage mod, we can have stack upgrades, magnet upgrades, and we can even have upgrades that automatically feed us food. We can also upgrade these and craft them into different tiers, such as the iron, gold, diamond, and eventually netherite, which just basically increases the capacity of the backpack and lets you add more modifiers or upgrades into the backpack. So the crafting recipe for this is really not too bad. We just need 4 leather, 4 string, and any kind of chest. Now I've already collected 4 leather, but we still need some string. Now there should be a few additional ways of actually getting string. We could plant flax and grind that up in a millstone, or alternatively what we can do is do the same, but with wool. I have plenty of wool, so what I'm going to do is just use that instead. I don't have any flax seeds planted yet, so that should automatically go through. And I think there's already some gravel in there. Here we go. And where did it go? Okay, deposit it into the deployer. So I really don't think that this upgrade is going to work at all for us. So the bad part about this recipe is that it is only 1 string per wool, but I mean we have enough of that, so we should now be able to craft our chest, and I think that's everything we need for our first backpack. Nice. So if you go ahead and right click it, you'll notice that it has a few slots here. But I think I'm just going to immediately upgrade it into an iron backpack. Like so, and I'm going to make sure it actually enters my inventory. I had a problem with all the mods 9 where it didn't actually register that I had made that. And then we'll go immediately back into gold. I don't quite have enough diamonds for a diamond backpack yet. But as you can see, the capacity of this backpack has increased by so much. That's so many more items that we can just kind of carry around with us, and we don't have to worry about it too much. Now, this should also have its own dedicated slot in the trinkets, so yeah, it should go right there on the back slot, and you notice that it is on my back now. Nice. I should be able to hit, I believe, it's set to B by default, but that's creating a waypoint in, I think, journey map, so I'll probably have to rebind this. And I think what I'm going to do is actually just unbind create waypoint. I never remember which hotkey it is anyway to open that up. So yeah, we should be good to open it with B now. Awesome. So yeah, that'll just stay on our back and we have access to that anywhere. And the first upgrade that I want to make for this is the pickup upgrade, which basically allows you to pick up items automatically into the backpack. So instead of going into your regular inventory, it'll actually appear in the backpack. All right, and I think that I've crafted everything that I need for the pickup upgrade. So if we just hit B and place it into the slots on the left-hand side of the gold backpack, you'll notice that if we throw down a few items down on the ground, if you go to pick them up, they'll actually be inside of the gold backpack now instead of the regular inventory. And the next upgrade that I'm going to craft is the stack upgrade starter tier. We just need an upgrade base and a few blocks of copper. Easy as that. And what this allows you to do is actually have multiple, basically, stacks inside of a single stack. A good way to demonstrate this is with all of the aluminum that we have. So as you can see, the count will now go up to 96 instead of 64. And now that I have a decent amount of storage, I think what I want to do now is go for a little mining trip, as we're running pretty low on resources. The upgrades as well for the backpack are going to require diamonds, so I think I need to go down to diamond tier, and I'll probably also go caving as well. And yeah, so I'll probably do a little montage here, and then we'll come back. So I've been mining for quite a while now, and I think I've been using too much iron and even copper in order to actually mine. So what I want to do right now is actually make probably one of the best contraptions with the Create mod, and that'll involve a few mechanical drill. For this we are going to need quite a bit of iron, so I have a little bit smelting here. And I think I'm just gonna build it out in this area next to my wheat field here. So I'm gonna get a few rails down and place my cart assembler down. I'm gonna use a minecart with a furnace, and that's because we can actually fuel a contraption with coal, charcoal, anything that can be burnt, and it'll actually move the contraption. We're also gonna need a few mechanical plows, and we can craft a few mechanical drills. This can be expanded later on, but for now, we're just going to craft up 9 of these. I'm also going to craft a seat so that we can actually sit on the contraption. And we're also going to need a ton of storage. We're also going to need 4 deployers. So we're going to need 4 brass hands for that, and 4 electron tubes. And that'll give us our 4 deployers. And I believe that's everything that we're going to need for this. I'm sure I'm forgetting something though, so we'll probably have to come back to that. So I'm going to begin by actually placing down our mechanical drills. We want these a few blocks in front of the cart assembler there. We'll go probably here. That should be good enough. And we can actually place these on the side of the other mechanical drills, and it'll place in the right orientation. That's pretty nice. And now we want to place one deployer there. Let's see, actually that's wrong. We want the first one on this one. So we want this first one to actually not be in that direction. We want it, let's see if I can get there. That'll be on the middle, and that one is actually going to be assigned to placing blocks down in front of the drill here. Then we want one right behind that. This one is going to place the tracks down. And now on either side, it doesn't matter too much. We're going to place another deployer in the same spot there. Make sure that that doesn't get selected. There we go. Just like that. That'll place a block on this spot here. And then we just want to do the exact same thing with that. That will actually place down a redstone torch. This is a slightly modified design of what I usually use. I usually just use the minecart with furnace and feed it coal as it sort of goes. This one is a little more sustainable. It'll actually use the powered rails that we'll craft in a little bit here, and we'll actually be able to continue moving basically as long as possible. The reason why I have the minecart with furnace with this as well is just in case it does get stuck somewhere, we can actually feed it some fuel and it'll keep going on its merry way. Now I'm gonna start placing down some barrels for storage. And these need to be accessible, but they also probably should not block any of the deployers, as these also need to be accessible. So I'll probably just place them on the backs of the drills here, going about there, and definitely not on the ground there because that'll block the tracks. So we'll just start placing them along the ground, something like that. Next up we have our mechanical plows, which can't be placed on the ground normally. We actually need to place down some blocks first, and we want this also to be, well, let me make sure that this is not going to go anywhere. It's also probably a good idea to place the minecart last with this. But for the mechanical plows, we want it a few spaces behind. We'll place some, oops, should be on that side. So these will be lined up with the rail here and with the torches that are going to be placed down on this side. The plows are actually used to automatically pick up any rails or torches that are going to be placed on the ground. And if you want to, you can actually remove these blocks and they'll stay there. I have no idea why they actually need blocks to be placed down behind them, but yeah, I guess they do. Now all that's left to do is to sort of get everything connected together and decorated. So I think I'm going to make a few connections here. I'm going to make sure to remove this one here. That way we can still access that deployer. And I want my seat in a situation where I can still see where the minecart is going to go. So I'll place that down there. That way I can just be sitting in the cart contraption and feed it fuel as we need it. All right, and after spending a little bit of time decorating it, I think we have our tunnel bore pretty much completed. All that's left to do now is to glue it all together. And now we need to actually assign which item will be deployed in each of the deployers. For the most part, this machine's going to be used down in the deep slate levels, so we're actually going to use deep slate here in this first deployer. That'll place a block on that level there. That's just in case anything like if we run over lava or air, that'll fill in this block here. Next up, this one right here is going to be our redstone torches. These will be placed on top of the deep slate that we deploy, and that'll just make sure that the rails that'll go in the middle are actually powered, and then they'll get picked up by the plow on the back. Now here on the other side, we're just going to do the same with the deployer in the middle. That'll deploy deep slate on this sort of middle path in the middle there, and that way we can place our rails on top of that. Now we just need to place our items inside of a barrel. I have a few bits of extra deep slate here, and now we should place our cart in the middle, and we are going to need a power source. This is going to be a little bit tricky here. I might need to figure out a different way to power the cart assembler in the middle. I think for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to place the redstone torch there, and you'll notice that the whole thing lifted up. Nice. Now, normally we would be able to just pick this thing up, but our configs are set up in a way that won't actually allow us to pick it up. And because it's not changed by default, I don't really want to mess with it too much. So I think I'm just going to probably destroy everything in my path, getting it down to the deep slate levels. But yeah, we should have enough room to bring it through here. This is going to be very tight, and we're definitely going to break a few things as we come in, but it shouldn't be too bad. Let's see if we can actually get this thing moving. And to start it off, I'm just going to give it a piece of coal, if it'll let me here. There we go, I got it to, go, and it's gonna, shoot. That's definitely not, where's it going? That's not good. Uh-oh. Yeah, that didn't work out too great. So my problem there was that I completely forgot to swap the cart assembler over to lock rotation before doing that. So I'm gonna have to go through, pick up all my rails, see what the damage is, and hopefully get everything fixed. Oh, and this time it actually let me pick up the minecart contraption. Not entirely sure why it let me do that. But it should have given me a second to actually figure out and fix this thing. Alright, so I've cleared out a little area down in the deep slate levels down here, and I'm just going to place a few of these powered rails down. I don't know, yeah, that won't actually activate those. This is just to help jumpstart the contraption, so I'm going to place this, we'll say right about there. It's going to be a little bit in the wall, but I can still access the seat. And if I want to go ahead and give it a go, you can see all the stuff that it destroyed in my base. That's pretty fun. Let's see. Right, I think I have basically everything in my inventory, and that's just because it all placed down manually. But if I give it a little bit of coal, it should start. There we go. And it is actually going in this one direction. Now, I haven't put it inside of the cart assembler yet. So if we have any sort of turns or anything, it will do what it did before. But yeah, as you can see, it is digging a little 3x3 hole now. It's not going to be as fast as we can do it with FTB Ultimine, but the trade-off is that we don't have to waste a bunch of diamonds or iron or copper or anything like that actually mining. It'll just go forever, basically. And we can just follow it and pick up anything that it sort of exposes. Um, any materials that it picks up is going to end up in its own inventory. And I left just enough space in order to, basically, if I'm standing on the back, I can right-click on the seat. And yeah, we can basically just sit here forever and just watch it go. And as we go, we can put down some torches so that it lights everything up. And we can watch out the back, and yep, just like that, we've already found some diamonds. Nice. I did accidentally break my diamond pick mining some redstone. But yeah, that should be enough to actually replenish what we've missed. Nice. By the way, a nice trick for this, if you have any sort of mini-map mod, is to sort of look at it and figure out a nice path that doesn't have any lava pockets ahead of you. I found these chunks right here that go pretty far out without any sort of lava. There is a little cave there. There might be lava in there. I'm not too sure. But yeah, this thing won't burn if you take it through lava. But if you're sitting on top of it, you will burn. So yeah, definitely a nice idea to watch out for lava as you go. And we've already found a few more diamonds. So I'm probably going to let this thing run for quite a while and accumulate enough diamonds to actually get ourselves fully kitted out. And soon, I already see another pocket of diamonds down there. And as soon as I can, I do want to get started with enchanting my gear. And I basically want to get started with actually upgrading my own armor and getting myself sort of well protected. Right, and I am starting to get pretty close to this pocket of lava that's ahead of us. So I think I'm going to call it quits there before we get too close and end up flooding the tunnel here. And when you're ready to go, all you need to do is pick it up with a wrench and pick up any sort of torches or powered rails that are left behind. And yeah, I can definitely hear the lava right back there. Let me see how close we actually are. Never mind, that pickaxe broke pretty quickly. Should be able to see... I guess we weren't too far. Oh, we probably could have just kept... Nope, there we go. Yep. Not too much would have come into here, but... yeah, I think I collected enough diamonds. Let's actually see. We're at 31. That's really not too bad. I've probably run it for 10-15 minutes and already got 30 diamonds. Not too bad overall. Not to mention there should be a few diamonds inside of the contraption as well. There we go, another 17 diamonds from that. Nice. So overall we got 48 diamonds. That should be more than enough for actually upgrading our armor. We should be able to craft a whole new set of tools as well. And we've already got diamond boots, so I'm not going to craft those, but there we go, a full suit of diamond armor finally. After 4 episodes. Probably should have done this a lot sooner, but yeah, it's definitely nice having that mining machine now. And I'll craft a new pickaxe to replace the one that I just broke. And now I'm going to get started building an enchanting table. Let's see. Just need a book. And there we have it, our first enchant. I think I'll place this over by my AFK spot over here. And now we just need to outline this with some bookshelves. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of sugarcane, and after I sort of tore down the stuff that I had planted, I actually kind of forgot to plant it again, so what I might do now is find a nice place to build an automatic sugarcane farm. And I think there's a ghost in my house because it's telling me that my bed is occupied. That's kind of terrifying. Hopefully if I break it and place it again, there we go. That was kind of scary. Now, we'll probably not need too much sugarcane in this world, as we're not going to need to rely on rockets in the endgame. We should just have creative flight eventually. So I'm going to probably settle with making this a little bit smaller. For now, I'm just going to figure out sort of the layout of how I want this to go. And I know that there's a very specific optimal layout for placing sugarcane. I can never remember exactly how it goes, but I can kind of figure it out as I go here. Alright, I think that's the optimal pattern. I had to sort of tear it up and redo it. But yeah, now I should be able to place my sugarcane down. And while I'm waiting for the sugarcane to grow, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on making the mechanisms to make this automatic. So I'm going to make 5 mechanical harvesters. Mechanical harvesters are used to actually cut down sugarcane. And I do want this to go clockwise, so I'll place them in this direction. And these do need to be one above where the actual sugarcane level is. Otherwise, it'll just take all of the sugarcane with it. And I'll get a water wheel down, as well as my mechanical bearing on top of that. And of course, we're going to need a couple of portable storage interfaces. And some barrels for the contraption itself. And then we'll use some of these oak drawers that I already have for the output. And I think I want the storage down here, so I'll place that there. And the chute on top. And we'll place the portable storage interface one block above that, just like that. So it will be a little bit taller than normal, but that should, in theory, be placed right there, and that should line up. And we really only need 1 barrel of storage for this. And then for decoration, I will just add some fences, not down there, but to right here, connecting all the way over to the barrel. Now I should just have to glue everything together. I rearranged the blocks here a little bit, just to make them look a little bit cleaner. And now in theory we should be able to right click that and it'll start automatically harvesting our sugarcane. Nice. And I'm just going to fill in the water with some slabs. That way it looks a little bit better and we'll be able to walk around. The only one that we're not going to be able to do that for is this one here, because the water is flowing right underneath of it. I'm going to get stuck in this harvester. Oh, I can't move. Come on. There we go. So yeah, I'll just place one down at the bottom there, and that should waterlog it, and it shouldn't stop it. There we go. Nice. Alright, and the sugarcane farm has been running for a little while now, probably about 20-30 minutes. And already we've gotten about 100 sugarcane, not too bad overall. And we should now have enough to make all of the books that we're going to need for this. Although it looks like we're still a bit short. It looks like we're only going to be able to craft 7 books right now. But I'm gonna at least place these down for now, just so that we get a little bit of a basis for our enchanting table. Unfortunately though, I have run out of time for this episode, so I'm gonna have to end things there for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.